Hello, Tenno, and welcome to the TennoCon 2020 Community Art Show live from the DE studio. My name is Megan Everett, and I'm one half of your host for the show. And if you're familiar with Primetime, or more recently, Home Time, you'll know that we love Warframe fan art. And due to TennoCon 2020 being digital this year, we asked you to send us your art, cosplay, music, props, and everything in between. And we received over 300 submissions, which we will attempt to show you over the next hour. And it was extremely difficult to narrow down our tops of each category, which is why the goal for this art show is to show every submission we received in some capacity over the hour. Now, do keep in mind there were some submissions that we couldn't include due to not fitting the requested criteria, or unfortunately because of time constraints. I cannot express enough how much we appreciate your entries and everything you have all put into your work into. And now I would like to introduce my absolutely amazing co-host for TennoCon 2020 Community Art Show, Mia Bite.
Thank you, Megan. Oh my God, I'm super excited to be here. My name is Mia, otherwise known as Mia Bite across Twitch and social media, and I am so excited to see 300 art show submissions. So let's get the community art show started with the sketches category, I think, first. Yeah.
Sketches is up first.
Let's go.
So here we go. And before we dive right in, let's really quickly break down what we're seeing here. So each collage that you see here will have a featured art piece surrounded by other submissions that are not necessarily done by that featured artist, minus a few collages that you'll see later on. And like I said, I really wanted to include as many of the 300 plus submissions as possible during this segment. So I tortured Dean with this task, and I do love how it came out. So thank you, Dean. I appreciate it. All right, so to start us off, this first illustration is from IMO Mail. It is titled Revenge, and it is a shot of how I imagine one of the arcs from New War, or a full circle regarding an Excalibur Umbra with a paracesis being served ballast on a plate. What do we think, Mia Bite?
I love this one. I think Antonio would be very, very proud. Like, I love the way the colors work together, and like there's so much detail, like in that crystal, like with the shading. I can't believe that you can get that from just sketches.
Yeah, Antonio, personally. If you're watching, I'm very sorry. Very sorry.
Right. I think next up we have, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, 426's Geiger Vault, which is a H.R. Geiger inspired vault. And of course, I don't know if you know H.R. Geiger, but that was the designer on the original concept for the Alien movies and that franchise. And that's really cool. So it's got this kind of like biomechanical type of thing going on there, which is really apt with like Warframe, I think.
And I don't hate the idea of like an alien coming out of Vault's mask. I'm just gonna put it out there, DE. I think you can make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And next up from Azu Nyan, this is titled Life and Death. It says, where is the light, there is darkness. Where is life, there is death. I've always loved sharp contrast, good and evil, black and white, life and death. This drawing summarizes this concept, and we love an Oberon Necros together, symbolizing two different ends of the life and death spectrum. And I personally love also the use of flowers for life and what looks like thorns or dead flowers for death.
Mm-hmm. Like, I love monochrome pieces, and this is great. Like the way that the use of like negative space as the like tendril, thorny kind of vines like grow into Necros as well is really cool. Mm-hmm. I really love this one. Next up, we have Wendell Rex's Tenno, and it's an illustration of their in-game operator. I didn't think this was a sketch, honestly. Like, it's too detailed. Like the glare on the actual chest, that lighting and stuff. I thought this was a Captura for a second when I saw it at first.
Yeah,
like it's very impressive.
This gives me like goosebumps of how aggressive they've had to sketch this out, and it looks phenomenal. Wendell Rex, congratulations, great job. Moving on to Calamity Death, and this is titled Throughout the Years. They said, my main Warframes, as time went on, I started with Meg, spent most of my time discovering the Origin system and its lore through Mirage, and Nova Prime was my first Prime, all linked to experiences and memories I've made in game so far. It's been more than 4 years, and there's still so many memories to make, and we love We love a squad photo. I also love hearing that Nova Prime was their first Prime, because it's like you got to think to yourself, does that mean that's when you came into the game, or that was like the coolest Prime to you? So it's very interesting to me.
They just decided to farm that one out first. Yeah, it's possible. I love the line work on this one. Like, it's so clean. It's unbelievable. And I like that they're a little bit thick as well, just because like they're kind of got a closer body type to the type that I have. And I appreciate that.
Oh,
I appreciate that very
me
much
too,
so.
Mia Bite. Me too.
We have Maxi Axolotls, Skateboard and Save Puppies up next, which they got this idea while doing their daily activities in the Valis, that being running around on the K-Drive and capturing Cooperdons. And I love the idea that they might not even have like specific things they're going for. Just on the daily, they just jump into the Valis and they just want to save as many Cooperdons as possible.
And
That's
if
what I like.
only DE we could scoop up Cooperdons, scoop up all the little conservation animals and take them with us, DE, please. Please, we need this.
This is the real heart of Demos right here. It's actually just a puppy orphanage where there's a bunch of Cooperdons there.
That's the heart. The heart itself is puppies. We all knew it. We all knew it, chat. All right, moving on from King Stingray 13. This is a Viking and Japanese base design for Gara. So if you saw the art panel, you'll know that we have a Gara Deluxe that is upcoming. And here we have a really, really awesome concept by a community member, a Viking and Japanese base design.
I love the little detailed, the highly detailed pattern work on the leggings and stuff.
It's insane.
Yeah, it makes me just want to like have some kind of printed leggings to get that kind of design just going up. That would be great. But like, yeah, it's a very unique look for Gara. Like, I love the whole like butterfly style glass coming out from the front too. That's great. Up next, Lady Bidna brings us Space Couple, which is a portrait of the Lotus, their main Valkyr, and their boyfriend's Trinity, drawn on a 24-inch by 36-inch canvas with Copics markers. Ooh. I quite like how much color there is in this one, and it pops so well. I want this. It's like a playing card or tarot card almost with the edging there.
The things people can do with markers. Like, when I was a kid, I just used to like, sniff them? Not sniff them, but like, no, they had the scented ones. No, the scented ones, like cherry and stuff. That's what I meant. Like the scented ones. They're supposed to sniff. They're made to sniff. Oh.
Okay.
Lady Minna, this is great. You're great. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on. Next up is a Cabrito Sentado, and this is a Trinity. They said, the badass healer in the whole game. I just hope it shows the love I have for the wonderful world you guys built. There's so many details in everything you create, and there's so many details in this Cabrito Sentado.
Yeah.
It is mind-blowing to me that this is a sketch that you've done. The way you did an ombre, like how? I don't get it. I don't know the talent. I don't have it. So good.
Colors on this are great. I love the fact that the line work isn't actually like black ink or anything like that. It's all just colored line work, and it just blends so well together. And the color choices are spot on. I love that.
I mean, apparently, according to Jeff in the art panel, my color choices are not spot on, but I'm sure he'd have great things to say about Cabrito Sentado, right, Jeff? Moving on, we are actually into the next category of illustrations. Mia, let's see what our first illustration is.
Yeah, first illustration is, sorry, I've just managed to pull myself down onto the thing real quick. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's Wood Gecko, and it's Molecular Girl, which is a Nova, Titania, Mesa, and Nyx in action, which looks like it just came straight out of an anime opening. I'm just going to say that real quick. It looks so good.
We love an anime opening. This looks,
definitely.
like you said, straight out of an anime. The molecular girls are ready to destroy. I love Nova Prime in her what looks like about to molecular prime animation, one of my favorite animations in the game, and you've done her justice in here, and I just love a girl power squad. I'm all about it. And next up, from Evrian, this is titled The First Meeting. It is a digital picture of the giant space dragon/worm from the Deviri trailer meeting a lone Tenno in a strange world. It's the cover for a Warframe-themed design I've been contributing to, but that got delayed due to the pandemic. And this is unreal. It took me so long to actually look at this and see all of the details because there's so many, I had to zoom in, and like all of the background work is insane. The white like lining that's going through all the cloud, like it is so amazing.
Very, like, I love the amount of detail in the background, the way that the colors pop really well. It looks like one of those old school comic book covers, or like one of those old school science fiction type of books, like an Isaac Asimov type thing. But like the sense of scale there is kind of crazy, and I really love it.
Love it.
Next up is Gamli, and it's 44 small frames, and it just says small. 44 people all miss her. Oh my god. And I like the character in this is so good. Like every little character has their own little thing going on. Like Garuda there with her little claws. She's slashing at something. I don't know what it is, but she's definitely slashing at something. And my Baruki boy's there too. And so I love this. Like, and the Hydroid on the gosh darn Kraken, it's so cute.
Yeah, these are some of my faves when people do collages of Warframes, because there's just so much to look at. I could spend all day looking at it. Like, obviously I see Inaros first, and I'm just like, yes, you are perfect. But Loki with his little decoy and his sunglasses, it's too perfect. And speaking of another collage, we have the wonderful TBG Karoo with a Tenno Assemble, and they said, gotta catch them all. And use 4 of them because you're biased. And you're not wrong. We're all a little biased. We had to pick our faves. But again, such an incredible amount of work has gone into this. I've actually seen and watched the progress of it on their Twitter, and I know they wanted to really submit this for the art show, so good on you for getting her done. But this is incredible. Again, so many things to look at because each Warframe is amazing, and I'm going to spend a long time looking at this.
It's fantastic the amount of like time that these artists must put into pieces like this. Just to, again, like just take them all individually and create poses that are like the variety of poses in there. No Warframe looks the same. It's extremely impressive. After that, we have Velthies, everyone. And they just said this is everyone. And this list looks like a Where's Waldo of Warframe. Like, you could look at this forever and still not spot everything. I'm trying to find Baruch or... Oh, no, there's Rhino Prime. Awesome. I wonder if there's Prime variants and regular variants in there.
Well, they said everyone, so I think it's everyone.
I'd hope so. Yeah, maybe there is someone missing. Somebody go through that and figure that out.
It's actually a brilliant idea, though. Someone needs to do a Where's Waldo and, like, hide... Oh, where's Lotus? Hide Lotus in there somewhere. And I can actually see Barakatir. He's got his beautiful little stance there.
Really close to the screen to try and look at this.
Yeah, you really got to zoom in for this one because it's, like I said, it's everyone, so there's a lot of characters. But chef kiss, so good. And next up, from Volleys Znawag, I'm so sorry if I said that wrong. This is called Naru Imperium, and they said a crew picture of the original set of Warframes, the first 8 Warframes at launch, with their railjack Naru Imperium and a Kubro, inspired by wartime photos where bomber crews take pictures with the plane they are serving on. And again, we love a squad photo, bringing their dog with them. DE, please let us bring all the animals on the railjack. I need more. I need to have just all the animals on the railjack.
That would be absolutely dope. This is so nostalgic. Like, it just makes my heart like so happy just to see like the original squad right there. It's like with the railjack, which is like one of the most recent things too. It's just a really heartwarming piece, and yeah, I love it. After that, we have Level X Levels Void Blessed Healers, which is an homage to their 2 most played frames in their deluxe skins. So we got Trinity Deluxe and Harrow Deluxe here, and they look fantastic. Like, this is probably one of my favorite skins in the game, the Harrow Deluxe skin, and it's really nice to see like this particular style with this. Almost looks again like a kind of like tower-esque thing. You could. I want to hang this up on my wall, like with one of those big box canvas type of things, like next to each other, just mirrored. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, these are definitely 2 of my favorite deluxe skins in the game. Harrow, especially. I'm a huge Harrow player. I'm not a very good Trinity player, but I'll play Harrow any day, all day, and this is one of my absolute favorite skins. They talked about it on the art panel as well. But yeah, he's just a gorgeous boy. And moving on, this is from Miyamuli. This is daughter of Vox Solaris. So they said, Little Duck returns to Fortuna with information left by Jube Lot. And I had to look at that on the wiki because I said, who's Jube Lot? And It's part of the lore, and I just haven't got to those fragments, so my bad, but love it.
You don't know all of the lore? Damn. I mean, I totally know who that is, and I've definitely read all of those things. But anyway, this art is fantastic. It looks kind of like a movie poster, and like I stan Little Duck anyway. So this is I love this. It could be like RoboCop or a movie like that or something, some kind of futuristic take where she just hunts people down. I love it, and the way that like her clothes are just tattered, so good, so good. After that. Cosmic Lolly brings us many things, and that's something that they have and something that no one has.
Many things.
Yeah, many things. I don't know what, again, like, I've said this before, but this, like, kind of makes me feel like a feeling of emptiness for some reason. Like
yeah.
The grind in Warframe never ends. Like, they're just back on the ship. They're just like, "Ugh, okay, well, what have I got to farm next? Okay, all right. And but I love the colors in this one too. Like the shadows, these shadows really good.
Yeah, it's a great piece of, like you said, it might be them, they're tired, or maybe they're just wanting to hang out, had a hard day at work, there's a floof there they can cuddle, the cat's asleep, they've done a good job.
I can see some lo-fi hip-hop playing over this for some reason.
Definitely some lo-fi hip-hop. Moving on, the wonderful Shadrad brings us Norgs. They said a digital painting of the Prince of Fish, Norg, and some Norglings in a watercolor style. And I am just forever a huge Shadrad art fan, and we all love a Norg. And a Norgling is new to me, and I love it so very much. They're tiny little air sacs. I don't know what they are, but
I really don't know what you're talking about because all I see is Taylor. I don't know. That's just Taylor's there.
Taylor's getting roasted on TennoCon 2020. First her apartment floods, and now she's a fish.
Oh, I mean, it's quite apt that her apartment would flood. Then I'm just gonna say it.
Sorry, Taylor. Sorry. My bad.
Oh, it's incredible. The detail is so good. After that, we have Odd Me. And theirs is simply called Stoned through 2019. This is their clan, and they are called Infinity Stoned. I almost thought there was a different meaning to that before.
We all did.
This. Yeah, although it is quite hazy there, so you don't know what necessarily is going on. So, but yeah, I love the specific like color details on the different Tenno as well. You can tell that it's like their actual Warframe. Fashion frame too.
Yeah, you can see like the ephemera on over on there. You know that these are like their actual colors, and they put work into it. And the operators below matching their Warframe, love it. Love to see what your operators look like. And next up, from Elusive19, I hope you're gonna have some nightmares tonight because you're welcome. This is Alid V. Tenno, are you ready for your future? And Elusive19 said, for my first participation to TennoCon, I wanted to draw my favorite character, Alid V in his natural habitat. Thank you, DE, for Warframe. Such an amazing game with a wonderful community. Well, Elusive19, thank you so much for drawing this and your kind words. It will give me nightmares for the rest of time because
it's a little unsettling. It does look like he's looking directly into your soul. And it's got a bit of that wide smile on it, a bit of Joker-ish here.
And actually, Reb said that this reminds her of when they make like SpongeBob into a human. So if you wanted those vibes,
like, highly detailed images. I love the corpus in the back. He's just like messing around with something back there. He doesn't know what he's doing whatsoever.
They never do.
Yeah, what has he got us doing? I don't know. Let's just pretend we're busy. There we go. After that is Paperwicks, the squad. And when they first started playing Warframe, these were my squad's preferred frames, which was Valkyr, Excalibur, Rhino, and Nyx, which is a party to contend with. I absolutely love this one. Like, the colors are so good. It pops so much. Again, like, the contrast of the space versus the very, very pastel clouds is so nice. And again, that variation in the different frames, because it's not just straight up your standard frames, it's their personal fashion frame as well.
Yeah, we can see the Narberus armor on Rhino down there. And I gotta say, great fashions. That Excalibur's looking very Christmas colors to me, and y'all know I love a Christmas aesthetic. And this is also kind of in like the tarot card style that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Love to see it, print it, put it on my desk. Moving on. Next is from Veroser. Viruzier, sorry if I said that wrong again. This is titled After Party Groove. They said, my boy Anaros making some sick moves. He's also really great at rapping. I didn't know that Anaros was great at rapping, but I will take it in strides because I love Anaros no matter what, and he can do no wrong, and I just love the tie to TennoCon 2020 because everyone knows that if this was a physical event, that's exactly what we'd be doing. We would just having a great time and just being ourselves, and best boy Anaros, of course.
I'm glad that it exists in some form, especially with the work-like and Egyptian dance that Anaris is doing there. It looks like that whole scene is pretty lit. So maybe next year we'll be able to do that for real. And I hope there's going to be an after party. Oh, wait, no, there won't be an after party. Oh, that's sad. Oh.
You're already making decisions.
Yeah.
No after party next year. No. Mia said
Well, it's socially distanced after
Yes.
party this year, and then real after party next year. So
air high fives for all. All right, we are now moving on to the digital medium category. What do we got, Mia?
We have a little tiny Clem from Parque Nocturna, and this is their Warframe minifigures, which is 3D sculptures of Warframe minifigures. And this is Clem, and obviously, like, it's so good. I love these low poly things. Well, it's like any kind of artwork which is low poly, I kind of super dig. And this is just so chibi and so cute. And I love the way that the actual sound on it like wraps around the front too. I want to get this like 3D printed out. That would be really cool.
I bet you could. And 3D print it and color it however you want it. Whatever color scheme you want. It can be mine if you want to. All right, moving on. From Squalobo, this is titled The Void, and it's an animated series they've been making in Source Filmmaker. It's about Warframes becoming displaced in a mysterious abstract world of metal structures. Their main goal is to find a way to escape, and they've made 2 official parts of this series, each taking many months to complete. I am always impressed with Source Filmmaker. We only are showing about a 30-second clip, I think, because there was much more to show, and oh my god, just saw a stabbing, and I'm so sorry. But Source Filmmaker always impresses me, even if it's just screenshots or like just stills, but things people can do in Source Filmmaker is insane, and this is a test to that.
And it takes so much work as well. Just like, even though there's a lot of things which are pre-made in terms of models and things, like animation in itself just takes so long. So even like artists that do stuff in Source Filmmaker, I'm always super duper impressed by it, especially if you're getting like the lighting right and stuff like that. That's super hard. So, and this looks great on that sense. So yeah, after that we've got Hayes Taipan's Grikata SMG fan render, and it's just a fan's render of the famous Grikata SMG. That's the way they wrote it. I'm not saying it like that. Yeah, this is great. I love the detail. The chrome on there is super nice. Any modeling again just takes a long time. So having them put their own spin on this, like slightly kind of deformed a little bit, is very, very cool. I love the spikes coming out of the top as well.
I always love seeing like weapons like this really close up in such like a high quality way, because you see things you probably wouldn't normally see like on a gun. Like this to me gives me like a new light into what the Grikata looks like and why Clem
Wait, you telling me that you don't just sit there in Warframe just staring at weapon models and stuff
only
like
the
that?
Arcaplasma, because everyone knows that's all I play.
Not a true fan. Not a true fan. You have to stare at every single weapon. That's the only
All
way
right, next up is Betty1215, and this is a life-size Neja. It's a 3D painting of Neja, casting his warding halo ability. It was made in VR with a painting program called Tilt Brush, utilizing a combination of 2D and 3D brushes. And I can't even go into VR without wanting to like fall over, because vertigo hits me hard, but this is so well done. The fire is on fire, and I love it.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing that this was made in VR, and I love the fact that you got to see how it was built up over time too, and the actual process there. And the fire's animated. Like, how does that even work? The brush presets? I don't get it, but like, oh my god, I love
also
this.
really just want to see like the outside camera of the person in VR actually painting it. You know what I mean? Like him in the living room.
Oh, like
doing
a second camera. Yeah.
I would love to see what that looked like. I feel like it'd just be like waving a wand.
That would be absolutely dope. If we could just get this as a costume in VR chat and just run around as Neja.
VR chat.
That'd be great. Yeah. After that, we have Kret Doi Mik Gioha. I think I said that incorrectly, but we'll go with it. Flight of the Arkwing, this is called. Warframes on a Vekoma-style steel roller coaster. And I love the way this is rendered. The lighting on this, again, is perfect. I'm assuming they just like pulled in-game models, but like it looks like a toy set or some kind of like action figure type dealio. And it just makes me want to set up little dioramas of Warframes. I love Excal at the back as well. Just like he did not secure his seat.
He is exactly what you're not supposed to do, and that is fool around and not secure your seatbelt. I love Hildren in this. I don't know if she's flexing or she's pointing, because it almost looks like she like dropped her cell phone out of the roller coaster and she's like, no, my phone, because that happens all the time.
She's taking a selfie and like it's just a bad time. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that. Again, a great image to just kind of stare at and see everything. Valkyrie's just in the front, like living her best life. Oh, I love it. And next up, we have from the Mug Bearer. This is a Lego Harrow, and it is a digital Lego design of the Harrow Warframe. And I said this before, but I don't understand how you can just look at something and be like, yeah, I can make a Harrow out of that. I don't, like, maybe when I was a kid, I could make a square house out of Lego. I can't make anything else. Like, this is very impressive.
Yeah, it is mind-boggling. Like, I wouldn't be able to make anything like this out of Lego. The fact that you can look at blocks and imagine this up. But like, I love this. This is great. Like, it makes me want like an actual Lego Warframe set. And the fact that that doesn't exist makes me very, very sad.
I know, that'd be really cool. But again, I'd look at it and I'd be like, I don't know how to put it together. It just looks like a bunch of blocks. But someone out there is a Lego person and they could do it, I believe.
Yeah, stick an LED inside the little crystal as well so it'll glow in real life. That'd be super dope. Yeah.
Love.
Right. We have Yaris bringing us Warframe Proteus Anime, which is an Warframe anime pilot. Their team and I made this, first posted a short trailer of it and set it off on an avalanche. And it set off at an avalanche of excitement, especially considering that we made the whole animation with only 2 talented animators. With our Warframe fan anime project, we have managed to pull in many players and non-players and convert them into one hungry and tirelessly asking for more. This is a proven way of completely refreshing the fans and converting countless others into the Warframe world that we all fell in love with. And I kind of want a Warframe anime to exist now. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's dope.
I remember actually seeing Yaris tweet one of these, it might have been this one actually, and he said for his birthday all he wanted was a Warframe anime. And Yaris, you're making it yourself. You don't even need to ask me. You just go ahead. You keep doing you. This is incredible. Again, that was only a 30-second clip of, I want to say it was a 7-minute video that he sent us. It was very long. Obviously, we wish we could show the whole thing, but we are on a very strict time limit here. But Yaris, this is incredible. You're incredible. Your team is incredible. 2 talented animators to make this blows my mind. And you are very talented, and thank you for putting work into this. It's very much appreciated. And last in this category is from Afnakin. This is Redeemer Prime Warframe Cinematic Universe version. They said the Redeemer is my favorite weapon, not only in Warframe, but ever. Early on the development of this piece, I decided I didn't want to go too far off the original concept made by the talented Marco Hasbin. His organic designs are breathtaking. So I modeled the main pieces and shapes as they were presented. The composition of the silhouette and lines worked perfectly. I used Maya to model the Redeemer from scratch, started blocking the main shapes, and added more detail on top. And it is incredible. I love grime. This is going to sound really weird, but I love grimy textures on things. So to see this in a non-polished way, but you know what I'm talking about, it brings me joy.
It makes it more realistic, yeah. Like anything that just looks battle-worn just makes my heart happy, especially when there just could be like blood and just splatters on there. It's great. You're talking about an anime, let's get Warframe Cinematic Universe going. Like, I think that's a good idea. Big
fan of that. And we are now moving on to the crafts category. What do we have, Mia?
We have Alanam's Vaults. Well, one of many, but this one was, they submitted Vaults and their other figurines, and they're made of polymer clay, and they made them with their hands. And again, like, this is fantastic. Again, the level of detail, these little chibi models are so gosh darn cute. I want them. I just want them to send me these. I don't want to, I will pay. I don't know how much I will pay, but I will pay for these. Please make them a thing. DE, Please, these need to be a thing.
It's not us, it's Ali Nams. You're going to get a lot of commissions, Ali Nams, because Mia wants all of them, all 44 Warframes, custom, signed
I need a
Dana's
Baruch.
colors.
Yo, I got to get myself a Baruch. Let's go.
Because you're the only Baruch main, and we know it.
Yeah, the one and only. Yeah.
Yes, but this is incredible. They've done, obviously, the custom Mesa in the background with the signed Dana is so good. Their colors are popping off. Like, it is beautifully well done, and such detail has gone into that, and you did it with your hands. I can't do a lot of stuff with my hands, but apparently you can, and I'm proud of you. And we're moving on to Arados. This is a Chibi Stalker and Wolf. These are custom miniatures in the Chibi scale, customized for miniatures in the Starcadia questline. They contain a lot of hand-sculpted details using epoxy-based medium and are completely hand-painted. Again, skills with your hands. You guys are so good at what you do, and I love this. I love that you've got the big bad wolf in a very tiny form, and Stalker ready to pretty much bring the hate.
Yeah, I love the way that they're positioned too. Stalker kind of looks like he's had enough of whoever he's dealing with. He's just like, oh God, okay, all right, let's get this over with. I mean, because like up until Steel Path, he was pretty much just run for the ringer for a bit. So this is just him after a hard day's work. I can see that. But like highly detailed. Love this. Love the colors. Very apt with real paints. So I really appreciate that. Curious Magpie is up next, and this is Cicero, an embroidered version of your favorite K-Drive scroll, totally sick skate art, originally made by Eric Vedder. And like, I'm always impressed by anything that's stitched or quilted or embroidered. That's the word I'm searching for. Yeah, like the amount of time this takes just to do that, I would lose my mind. But this is a great piece of art, and to see it embroidered is really cool, especially the colors there.
I would love to see this with like embroidered. His like monologue, of like throwing Lotus into the sun or whatever, just like all in the background. I would love that so much. But alone, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Eric Vedder.
I want it as a patch, like just put that right there. Let's get that sewn in. Let's go.
That would be a great patch. DE, we need patches. Moving on. Next up is from Dem Thighs, though. And this is a Bolarola Floof. And it is a blue plush of a Bolarola. And his little tongue sticking out and the heart eyes. I mean, they don't look as happy to see you when you actually see them in game, so it's nice to see them in a happier state of mind. And Dem Thighs, though, you've done good.
This looks like the softest, cutest plush imaginable. And yeah, we need actual Warframe plushies. Like the things that people make is just making me think, I want this in real life. Why isn't this like a mass-produced thing? It makes me so sad, but at least this exists in some form.
Yeah.
And that makes me
like
happy.
Dem Thighs, though. Why can't you just mass-produce a million Bolarolas and send to every player, please?
You have the time and money, clearly.
We're assuming you have the time. We don't know.
Yeah. After that is Pajama Gamers, Domestic Friend, which I personally love. And this is their domestic drone made out of cardboard. It's cardboard, duct tape, 3 layers of surface prep, and 2 layers of acrylic paint. Tire build took about 20 hours of work over 2 weeks. He's their son, and they love him. And I want a 3D printed version of this, like just a papercraft version that I can put together myself, because this is too awesome, and I need it in my life.
And I believe they sent this a banana for scale version of this a while back when they showed it to us. And it's actually a lot smaller than you think it is. I don't think it's like a for scale one, which I think is even better. And Pajama Gamer, if you feel the need to, maybe you'll do the infested domestic drone next, which we showed on the art panel. How you will do that, I don't know. But if you want to do it, let me know. Send me some photos. Next up, from Artisan Genshi. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. This is a Rhino sculpt. Rhino with his Palatine skin and Vitala shoulder plates, stabbing and infested with the Dominion Blade, which we know the Dominion Blade is one of the best when it is on the Zenistar, so gotta love it. And this is probably one of the most complex Warframe skins. There's a lot of Warframe skins are complicated, but just look at the amount of detail that has to go on the front and the back and the skin and the infested. This is crazy, and I applaud your work.
Rhino used to be my boy, so I super appreciate this one, especially, again, that high level of detail. This is my favorite skin and one of my favorite pieces here.
He is.
After that, we have Peria writes Laverian, the Tenno of Present Day, which is a Warframe illustration fan book in a pseudo-museum brochure format. And honestly, all this makes me think is that we need, community art pieces in some form in the Laverian, just maybe a wall of fan art section. That would be.
Laverian, you need an upgrade. I was saying instead
that'd
of
be
the donation box, you could just have like a brochure and you could like flip through it while you're walking, learn some stuff, hear from Jerusalem himself. But this is incredible. Each page, there's so much work done into each page. There's actually true lore there on each page of different items per page, and it's such well done. I know that they were really hoping that they could get this submission in on time. I think they were like the very last second or minute they were able to get it in. So thank you so much for putting all the work into this, and definitely take a look at it later on and check it out because it is top tier work. And now we're moving on to the music category. This is going to be exciting. So of course, when people send us music, typically it's your classic, 4 minutes long, 3 minutes long. We obviously cannot play the whole thing per song here, so we did 20 to 30 second clips of it. So this first one is from Jake Lionheart. It is a Nightwave transmission, and they made an instrumental centered around playing the Shazin and wrote and recorded vocals focused on Nora Knight's dialogue. Hit that button, Dean.
Ladies and gentlemen, listeners of all ages, I present to you, walking amongst us, the once and future badass.
Broadcasting live, tell me dreamer, are you listening? The voice of Nora Knight, who's out here, she's steady signaling.
We love a Nora Knight, Cheryl getting in there with the vocals.
So good. Like I want this playing in my Orbiter 24/7. Like that's just having that. I can just like going out with the squad. Let's get ourselves in there, just playing this in the background. It's our theme tune now. After that, we have El Rehan's We Are Tenno, which is an orchestrational cover mashup between This Is What You Are and To Take Its Pain Away. One music to tell what we are. Tenno.
It's emotional. Love a mashup. I feel like I'm ready to go out to battle.
Suiting up.
So well done.
Striking down your enemies.
Awesome. And next up, we have a little bit of a tune. This is Hio Swiper. This Is What You Are Festival Mix. So they created a dance festival edit for This Is What You Are soundtrack. So we're at a rave. We got Dean's dancing over there. We're at a rave. We got our glow sticks. I don't know how you dance at a rave, but
Hashtag glow sticks.
these are my glow sticks. Oh, there you go.
There we
Oh,
go.
do it, Dean. Yeah! Actually, this is hilarious. Oh, you kept the beat in. I thought you cut the beat. Oh, it's so good. We love a
That's epic.
festival mix because we can't go to any festivals. So let's festival mix here. All right, what's next, Mia?
We have Motorgnome's Sentient Waltz, which is a solo piano composition inspired by the themes of the Warframe soundtrack, including This Is What You Are. Hope you enjoy.
Definitely a theme here of This Is What You Are being a very good music piece.
This is what you play when you sit on the front doorstep waiting for the Lotus to come home.
Oh my god. Will Mother ever come home? Does she? The end credits roll. Rain starts to fall. You don't have an umbrella. You don't
She's
have a
just
jacket.
walking away.
Slow mo. You turn around to look. Still no Lotus. Oh, Motor Gnome. You brought the feels. All right, and last but not least in the music category is, I did have to censor this name a little bit because I think it's inappropriate, but G-Grinder, To Take Its Pain Away, Smiles from Duran metal cover, and it's an epic metal cover of the Sacrifice theme. We're on a rooftop, we're ready to rock, where every good rock song is made. Got some degeneracy. Oh, hell yeah.
That kick in is so strong.
We're in a stairwell now. Sweet acoustics. I don't know anything.
the best music venue, the stairwell.
Stairwell or shower. So good. I tried to do electric guitar once back in the day, and I just wanted me to play Smells Like Teen Spirit, so I gave up. Song's very hard to play. But you, sir, are incredible. That is so well done. Obviously, again, there was a lot more to that video and that song, but had to cut it down a little bit. But it was an epic metal cover of the Sacrifice theme, so thank you very much for sending us that. And next up, we are in the cosplay and props category. Mia Bytes started off strong.
Oh, we have Drano 342's Dark Dagger, which is a real version of the Dark Dagger. They used 1095 high carbon steel for the blade. The handle is made of maple and walnut wood. The two pictures are one just polished and the other one, the steel has been darkened to look more like the Dark Dagger in the game. They use bluing to darken the steel the same way a lot of firearm metal is finished. And this looks dope. Like, I love both versions of this. I think I like the finished version a little bit more, but it definitely, like, the amount of time that it takes to even get towards making something like this is amazing.
See, I'm a big fan of like things that look like they just came out of like the blacksmith molten lava, like it's just like so, you know, medieval looking. So big fan of that, and I could not be trusted around any of these because even scissors scare me. So moving on from as_A, this is a Galatine Prime, and it's a handmade of the Galatine Prime in Warframe. And handmade it is indeed. We even have a PS4 controller for scale. Love when I can understand what scale we're looking at here, because you could have fooled me. You could have told me this was regular size, Giantine sword, perspective, you know, drives all, but with a PS4 controller, we have learned it is very small, but I love it.
I don't know how like this can exist as a papercraft thing, because I feel like if I pick it up it would just kind of fall apart, but it must be like reinforced in some way. And there's LEDs in there too. Like, how do you, like, this takes a lot of technical knowledge to put together something like that. Well, at least to me, I'm dumb. Maybe it doesn't take that much technical knowledge.
I'll look at this and I'm like, I'll never achieve this. I couldn't even do paper mache in school, so this is good on you.
This is something else. After that, we have Elusive Kites. No, we have Mish Fizz's Another Little Boomstick, a kick gun bolt with a Tomb Finger Haymaker kill stream and painted using the color scheme they use in the game. It is now proudly displayed on a shelf and can be seen behind them when they stream with their daughter on Twitch.
Oh,
and it's so cute.
It
and
is.
The fact that the parts come apart is the best.
I know.
Oh. And the finish on this is so good as well. You can see the details of the little scratches that they've put into the side there. Like, that again takes time and takes care and takes passion, and you can totally tell.
And you see that parts are interchangeable with future designs, so maybe that means some more kit guns. If you want to send some my way, I'd be love to see it and put it together. Love this. It is so cool, and like you said, the scratches, the grime, if you will, it is very well done, and I'm sure Rude Zood would be rude, but I think she would very much enjoy this. So. Moving on from Elusive Kite, this is a Spira LARP version. They said I made a live-action role-play game version of the Spira thrown knives. These replicas are safe to throw at other players without real harm, as per most LARP game rules. They are made with plastizote foam, leather hide, liquid latex, and colored with acrylics, and ribbons are red satin. So these I could totally handle if I can't hurt myself or other people. It is so well done. I love how you took the red ribbon satin to heart and really, you know, brought that to life, and it's safe to use for children of all ages.
Hopefully, yeah. I just want to get these and just like throw these at people. That's exactly what I want to do. I mean, if you pick up something like this, you want to use it. Like if somebody's just in the office, just like throw one at them. It's not going to hurt them. It's fine. It's LARP safe.
That reminds me of when Dean used to fire Nerf guns at people in the studio. I
still have that gun in my office.
I know you do. All right, what's next, Mia?
We have Teoshi's, sorry, I couldn't say that, Excalibur head keychain. It's made with cardboard. The quality is not very high. They said that, not me, but they made it, and that is what counts. And again, it's like you're making this now, and this is already highly detailed with the carvings and the shapes in there out of paper and cardboard. Like, what are you going to be making for next TennoCon? What are you going to be making in like 2 years' time? This might just be like the beginning for you. I'd be proud of this. I'd be very proud of this because it's pretty cool. I love the fact that it's on a little keychain as well.
so cute. And if you can do that with cardboard, like Mia said, you got some talent, my friend. I can't do anything but with cardboard, but make a box. And usually that's what it came in. So this is great. And if you want to do more, love to see it. Awesome, Excalibur. Love it. Moving on, a familiar face to Widescreen John. This is their armory so far. It's all of the Warframe weapons that they've designed and built themselves. I have that Vakar hex sitting in my office. This one I think he was going to bring to TennoCon 2020. Would have been so awesome to see in person. Widescreen John has been to, I think, almost every TennoCon. Correct me if I'm wrong, John. And you've brought one of these with you every time. Banana for scale, again, love a banana for scale. But the talent you have to make these, I'm always blown away. I think I jokingly told you to make the Vakar heck, and then you did, and I was like, oh, okay, someone's got skills, okay.
I'm always super impressed with Widescreen John's work, and the fact that the Prisma Angstrom actually has like a pearlescence going on there. It's so good. Like, again, if you're gonna make any kind of like live action stuff, maybe you get John in to make some props for that, because these look pretty accurate. Just gonna say that. But yeah, I love these. These are great. Like, I wish I could have them right now in my house. Just fill up my whole house with Warframe stuff. I don't care. Let's go.
Fill it up. All right, what's next, Mia?
Right, that's Falkia's 9698 War Daggers, which is 2 dagger-sized war replicas of the Stalker's iconic greatsword, made in wood and clear resin, laser cut and hand painted. And these are super duper cool. They remind me of like the transistor weapon for some reason. I'm like, I can imagine like you putting LEDs through this and just like going to a rave to the music that was on before and just waving these around.
Got the festival mix in the background.
Exactly.
We got dagger wars. Can I just say, like, the concept of war daggers? I'm a big fan of war. Is probably my favorite melee weapon. And to have it in dagger form, if I can have 2 swords, I'm gonna take 2 swords. So
that's very clever. Yeah,
love it.
I love
Reb,
that.
what are you laughing at?
If I can have 2 swords.
If I can have 2 swords, I'll take 2 swords.
Why
Moving
have
on.
1 sword when you can have 2?
Exactly. 2, more the merrier. From fellow Roth, we have Excalibur Zato pipe replica. They were inspired by Liger's design for Excalibur Deluxe, so they made a replica of the pipe seen in the custom animation that comes with his skin. We love that custom animation, and the fact that you looked at this pipe so closely and were able to make it, kudos to you.
I love this. I don't think it's a working pipe. So that's the challenge for next year, is to make this a working pipe. Then it will be the most perfect thing imaginable. But again, colors, great. Everything about this, fantastic. I really love that. After that, we have Brick Rangers Cat Jatag, which is a slightly modified Jat Katag model inspired by their friend going on a rocket-powered adventure. This is really, really cute. I love how small it is and still maintains that high amount of detail in there, because you can tell with the wire that this is like totally tiny. You just go up and like bonk somebody on the head with it.
Definitely struggled to understand what the scale was until we saw like the little paperclip thing. So it's great. Moving on, from Willow Creative, Fang Prime and Regulators Prime. They created the Ultimate Pistols, and Fang Prime 3D design for the weapons was done completely by themselves. 3D printed, assembled, sanded, painted. LEDs were installed as well. How you put LEDs in things, I'll never know. Maybe it's easy, but this is incredible. It looks so realistic.
Yeah, I love it. Very like Borderlands-esque. It's great. I again want these to be a real thing. After that, we have Irontis's Excalibur Zato, which is their Excalibur Zato cosplay with Umbra helmets. The fact that they went out and shot this is amazing. I love
They're
that.
just on a mountain somewhere, like, yes, this is what I am. All right, next up from Glock der Zeus. This is cosplay of the business. My dad and I made a full body costume of the business from Fortuna. It's primarily foam paint, 3D printed parts, and it lights up when they talk based on how they're talking. I don't know how you do it. Again, LEDs, they're crazy, aren't they? Love it.
This was to take us so much time. It's crazy. Like, I love the fact that they've worn it out to conventions and stuff, and it does have that like interactivity with people when they're actually talking, because it reacts to that sound. That's super dope. I want to see this in action, actually. I'm going to get a video of this sent through somehow so I can see this in action. Right. After that is Disfusional's Garuda. They did 100% handmade Garuda cosplay. Here are some fun in-cosplay photos I took with the TennoCon 2019. Thank you kindly for bringing us a TennoCon 2020 digital event during this time. And this is great. Again, like sometimes you just think that this might just be a render in a game until you look a little bit closer and you're like, no, that's actually a real costume that somebody's wearing. I'm always incredibly impressed by cosplayers.
I remember this last year, and it blew me away then, and it still blows me away. And you are a very talented individual, so can't wait to see what you do next. And moving on from Lodius Maximus, we have Quarantine Scott. This is how DE Scott is making it through quarantine with some of his sanity. And if you don't know, he came as Scott one year and then Scott Prime last year, so he's keeping the tradition alive, and we are happy to feature it here.
Again, before I like double check this, I actually thought it was Scott in the photo. So yeah, that's super duper impressive, and I love how the whole gang is there, especially Reb with her lap keyboard too. After that, I'm very happy to say that we have Jamie voiceovers Alid M, which is something they were planning since for the TennoCon cosplay contest last year in secret, and they're really happy with how it turned out. And I think it's a great recreation. He spent a lot of time on this. I know for a fact, a little insider information, that he had to order 2 wigs to make this work as well. But yeah, he literally had the whole list just going through, just trying to like find what you were. I'm not going to say find what you were wearing. That sounds really weird.
I know what you mean, Jamie. You did it to a T. I'm so impressed that I think you actually got the exact same things I got, which I don't know how that's possible, but you are incredible, and I wish could have seen you again this year, but this just brought me so much joy, so thank you, Jamie. Moving on to Azumi Zumi. This is Ivara Yukai TennoGen cosplay, and I'm constantly blown away by this. Every time I see it, I think it's just in the game or someone, drew it on. Like, I don't know. It just looks so incredible and so real, and they get, everything for that. It's so good.
Again, just looks like a render straight out of a game. I saw this on social media, and I was like, they built that. That's insane. They actually did it. Like the amount of detail that just goes into every little part too. It's crazy to me. And much like that, Bor Real Keys Valkyr Grax with the Jack Katag and Dul Volpi Sandana is up next, which is them trying to bring their in-game Valkyr to life, beside being a Frost Prime main. Project took more than 2 years, given that I'd spent most of my time working on commissions. Most recent addition is the Jack Katag replica, complete with lights and smoke. This is the second take on Valkyr after cosplaying the default skin when they started costumes in 2015. And this is, again, much like the last one, so cool. I love the fact that it's got lights in there, and it's like has the emblem. It's the best.
They put so much work into this. I remember when they were working on the Sandana years and years and years ago, and I'm so happy that it's come together, and it looks like perfection. Boreal Key, and they were actually going to come to TennoCon this year. We were going to bring them with us, so I'm sorry we couldn't, but hopefully we can do it next year. And that is the final category of the TennoCon 2020 Community Art Show. Thank you to everyone that submitted your art and shared your incredible talents with us. I would also like to give a big thank you to the wonderful Mia Byte for joining me today.
It's been an absolute honor to be here, so thank you so much for having me. And to end the show, we would like to share with you a wonderful video made by Two Spline entitled A Journey Through Time to TennoCon 2020. This looks back on previous years with the curiosity of what will happen next, and a reminder of the community brought together, even when we're all at home. Enjoy Tenno, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the Tenno trivia segment shortly after this with DK Diamantes. Sorry about that.
Bye!